let me ask, why is Ted Nugent not in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
for a couple simple reasons. Because I'm on the board of directors of the NRA and I'm anti-dope. Everybody there hates the NRA, doesn't think you should be able to defend yourself, and they're all on dope. That's it in a nutshell. But you know what? Even as I'm responding, I'm not angry and I'm not hurt. I don't take it personally. How dare you call it the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame when you have the gods of musical genius like Chuck Berry, Bo Diddley, Little Richard, Jerry Lee Lewis, and then you put in Patti Smith, Grandmaster Flash, ABBA, but not Ted Nugent? You just lost all credibility.
You absolutely did. That blows my mind. It's Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, they've done it for years.
And I got to tell you, and that Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that honors Chuck and Bo and Little Richard and Jerry Lewis and James Brown and the Stones and the Beatles and the Kinks and Aerosmith and ZZ Top and finally Kiss and Foreigner and Journey and Howlin' Wolf and B.B. King and Muddy Waters. Of course. We genuflect at the altar of these emotional authorities of musical power. Yeah. Well, what would our life be without the names I just mentioned? It wouldn't be anywhere near the rambunctious, alive, spirited, energized happiness that we have a soundtrack thanks to those geniuses. But to piss on the grave of Chuck Berry by putting in Grandmaster Flash? Huh? It's just indecent. It's dishonest. Mm-hmm. It's sacrilegious, I believe. And I'm so Grandmaster Flash. Whoever likes him, they should like him. I can't stand that music. If I want soulful music, I got James Brown. Thank you. There you go. But there's so many gods of thunder in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that the honesty is so compromised by their throwing a bone to their fellow dopers. That's all that is. They put Patti Smith in because they all got high with her. I mean, I met Patti Smith. She's just a nasty. Well, back then, I hope she's healthy. I hope is she still alive? I think she is. I don't know who she is. I don't know. That's my point. And she married the legendary Sonic Smith, Fred Smith from the MC5 in Detroit. And I met her, and she just drooled, and she stunk. She was high and mean, and she was punching at me. I'm going, who is this? Why is this person punching me? And being the respect of women, I didn't punch back. I just protected myself from her flailing, stone, drooling, stumbling, stinky punches. Ow! And when I got in the radio studio, I went, who was that? And why was she punching me? Oh, that was Patti Smith, and she really hates you. And I go, why would she hate me? Well, she doesn't like what you say about drug use. What I say about drug use is the right thing to say about drug use. Mm-hmm. And I think witnessing her actions just now proves that what I say about drug use is pretty accurate. so again, I hope she's healthy and happy. But they'll have people who died of heroin overdoses, which is a tragedy. I told Jimi Hendrix he was going to die. I told Bon Scott I said, you're going to die. No, I don't want your whiskey or your cocaine, and you're going to die. I told John Belushi he was going to die. I said, John, what are you doing, man? You're a gift. You're a gift from God for yourself and everybody. Mm-hmm. And what's with this outtake from Scarface with all the coke? John, I told Keith Moon he was going to die. I said, no, I don't want your beer, and you just peed your pants. So I've witnessed the weakness and the mistakes that people make, and we all make mistakes, and we're all weak at some point. But you're supposed to learn from those moments of weakness so that you don't break your family's heart by dying prematurely. Right. Again, Keith Richards notwithstanding. I spent the weekend with Keith Richards at Studio 54, so I've got some stories for you. And I love the guy. And I loved all those guys I just mentioned, and I love Patti Smith. And if I could help her be straight and clean and sober and become happy in a genuine way, I would. But when you're that stoned for that long, you have no logic, you have no common sense. And again, I hope that she's okay. And I hope that she has discovered a happier quality of life. And Wayne Kramer, my dear friend from the MC5, I still keep in touch with all these guys that are still alive. And I think he's clean and sober now, and he's lucid, and he's a smart guy. He's a good man. He's a great father. But he and I were born in 1948 and ran a parallel course. The Ventures and Bo Diddley and Chuck Berry and Motown. And we both got guitar lessons from Joe Podorczyk at the Capitol School of Music on Grand River in Detroit. And I went on, he went MC5, phenomenal force. Oh my God, what a musical force. And they got higher and higher, and then I didn't. And I became the top grossing act in the world, and he went to prison. And he and I keep in touch, and he does charity for people coming out of prison. I'm going to help him with. He's a great man. He came back from the dead or from the wounded.
Yep.
And that, again, I'm using Wayne as an example. I hope he wouldn't be upset with me saying that. But he found truth as a father and a husband, and now he is rock solid in the asset column after being drastically wallowing in the liability column due to substance abuse and all the stupid decisions you make when you're high. So if people want to debate me on that, I'll try to be gentle, and I'll try not to make them look too stupid, and I'll try not to even let them show that they're that stupid. I'll try to help them any way I can. But clean and sober is good. Stoned is bad. Case closed.
There you go. And it's no Rock and Roll Hall of Fame without the Motor City Madman guys. You guys really do need to wake up. But Ted, I've always said one of the most philosophical, poetic things I've ever heard in my life was the day I looked at my radio and saw Wana Dang Sweet Poontang. Can you tell me where that name came from?
Well, it's funny that Melissa would bring up feminism because I'm such a fan of humanity. And the women get more of my fandom than the men do. And when I wrote Wana Dang, first of all, can you hear that?
Yes, sir.